Okay, so you guys have been doing some amazing work on yourselves. At least that's what Spirit is saying to me right now. You have been doing amazing work on yourself because it's like you've been choosing you. You've been rejecting people that are no good for you. You've been taking that trash out. Throw them in the trash. You've been taking that trash out, okay? Good job, good job. Bravo. Bravo, yes. And Spirit wants to tell you that they're very proud of you for your decision-making skills. They're improving. And that's why you guys are so fantastically amazing. That's why. That's the reason. It's a big reason because that's where a lot of people get completely stuck. And when they get stuck in such a place, it makes it hard for Spirit to come through for you. And that's like the worst thing for Spirit because, you know, when it comes to the spirit realm, we are their job. And then they're going to feel like they're doing a bad job if they don't know how to communicate to you in a way where you interpret what they're saying. It makes sometimes, they know it's not, they know they can't blame themselves all the time because they know that we all have our own will, but it still makes them feel bad. And it always makes me think about the child and parent analogy, or even the teacher-student analogy. It's like you want to teach, you want to be there and support your child or your student, depending on which one is which, or sometimes it could be a blend because a parent can teach their child as well, so you know what I mean? But for a parent or a teacher to teach and parent, I'm just going to blend it. If you see that the child is not, or the student is not able to pick up on what you're saying and actually activate it in their life and use what they've learned, there could be a little part of you where you might blame yourself, but you have to make sure that you take everything into consideration as opposed to just taking accountability for everything. Maybe the problem is that this person learns differently from the way you're teaching. Maybe you need to change your teaching method and see if that helps, because sometimes people are visual learners, sometimes people are tactical, sometimes people like both. You know, sometimes people read and retain information better that way. It really just depends on the learner. How do they interpret the best? Like, what is their method of interpretation that helps them in such a way where they retain the information, they actually keep it. So I think, like, Spirit, they could feel just like how we feel. Like, their feelings are in alignment with ours because they feel just as we do. It's just that they're on the other side, and it's more challenging for them because their way of teaching is so much more abstract and more so, it's like they have to use symbolization. They have to use symbolism to teach. Not unless you're one that can hear. But if you're not one that can hear and they've been assigned to you, they probably be stressed out. I just imagine someone that's like a writer and they have writer's block. Have you ever seen this before anywhere? It's one of those key moments where you can see somebody is struggling when it comes to their flow of creativity, and they become blocked and they need some inspiration, and they'll be writing and they'll type a couple of words and then take the paper, ball it up and throw it in the garbage, and then there's like a pile of balled up paper all over the floor and filled up in the can. I imagine that's how our spirit guides feel when they keep trying all these things for us to get it and for us to learn. But it's like sometimes I feel like no matter what they feel like no matter what they try, it's not working, and they're like, oh my goodness, what am I supposed to do? That must be so like stressful for them, because we are also, I heard we are also their graduation. So when spirits are assigned to help us, we can prevent them from, at least that's what Spirit is saying right now, like we could prevent them from their growth. Their growth is dependent on us. Because, okay, they just told me that if we're assigned to us, if a spirit is assigned to us and they can't find a way to get us to see what they need us to see, then they'll be reassigned. You know what I mean? That's what Spirit just said to me. So just know that that is a thing. So the more that you learn to listen, the better it is for everyone, your spirit family and you. But then there's some of you that, like, you do such amazing work that Spirit wants to tell you how proud they are of you, and they hope that you know. They hope that you know through the sensations that come over you at times. The feelings of feeling good. You feel bright. You feel good. Those feel good moments. It's like Spirit is saying, those feel good moments are an accumulation of their energy that they want to share with you. When you give them energy, they can give you energy back. Spirit needs energy. I think I told you this before. So, but when you give energy, they can give it back, but they put some extra stardust on it. So those days you wake up, you just feel wonderful. You're like, I feel good today. I just feel good today. Yeah. But, blessings are for you because of what you do. It's how you do, it's how you move. It's what you chose and what you choose. It started, though, with the people around you. That's where it's always going to start there. It starts with yourself, of course, excuse me. But it also, it's like the next step. First, you have to choose you. Then when you choose you and you're choosing yourself and you're choosing to treat yourself from a space of love, you're going to be able to see who's not good for you so much faster. When you really think about what's good for you and what's not good for you. When you think about what's good for you, you could quickly see when somebody's not good for you. But when you're not really loving on yourself like that, you're going to expect. I didn't mean to say that. You're going to accept a lot of mistreatment when you're not really loving up on yourself like that. There's a lot of things that you're just going to be like dealing with that you know you do not like. And that just goes to show that you need some love. You need some more love. You need love. The first person that gives you love is God, but then the only way that you feel it is when you give yourself love, because that means that you're connecting with the God in you. So many people are disconnected from the God within themselves. That's why they have a disconnection that needs to be relinked. It has to link up. Oh, remember when I gave you the analogy of the welding machine and how it welds things together? It's making me think about the solder. Love for us is the solder. When it comes to us mending our relationship with God, the God within us, because we are God of our own life. And God is inside of us all because we are also the universe. We're all connected. The birds, the bees, the trees. We're the bee's knees. Somebody's whistling and there's birds chirping. There's always birds chirping next to my window. I was on the phone with my mother the other day. And she was like, where are all those birds coming from? What are you watching? And I was like, it's outside. And they were actually across the street and down the street, but she could hear them. And she was like, they sound so close, like they're in there with you. I don't know if you guys can hear them, but they're always birdies chirping. There's always birdies chirping around my window. And there's trees all around my window. But, the connection that we have with Spirit, the stronger it gets, the better we feel, the more improved our life becomes. And this is the route that you've chosen. So you must know that your life is improving. Even if you don't feel like you completely see everything that you want to see, just know that it's already there. It's already yours. Everything that you want is already yours. But you must speak it into existence over your life and say that it is yours and believe that. Don't start saying, I don't know if, and what if, and it's not going to work. And as soon as you do that, you reject it to the point where you don't make the move that you're meant to make because of fear. Why fear what's already yours? It's yours. You're supposed to just be like, oh yeah, that's mine. Yeah, that's mine already. It's mine. It's mine already. Because I don't know who said what. And I don't know what they're talking about if they said anything other than what I said. Because it's my life and I'm God over my life. So everybody else, shh. La 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 la. That's how you have to be. That's because you are God over your life. When something is meant for you, it's going to be there. It's not going anywhere. It's not. Because it's yours already and it's meant for you. Divine alignment. When God brings two together, who can pull them apart is the truth. Only bad decisions can pull individuals apart that are meant to be together. It's only like a tainted will or bad decisions that are pulling you away from your destined place. I heard vain decisions. What vain decisions? Is that like a thing? Wait, vain? Spirit is always saying something in such a way that I've never heard it before, and then I have to look up like if there's something specific that I have never seen before, because a lot of times they do that. Vain decisions. It's about like some therapy. About people that have issues with their veins. It's making me think about DNA. It's making me think about DNA in such a way where, you know how the frequency was it? Is it 532? It heals the DNA. 432 or 532. Hold on, let me just look it up real quick. Oh, 528. I should have known that. I drew that. 528. I forgot for a second. I had numbers dancing around in my mind. But 528 is the frequency that heals the DNA. And when it's talking about what I say? Something decision. Vein. Oh, I didn't mean that type of vein. But when I said vain decisions, I was thinking about people making choices in their life from a materialistic place. That's what I was thinking. But then when I saw vain decisions, I was going together. I spelled vain wrong, that's the problem. But it still goes together. When we make decisions based off of our DNA prior to the healing, we're not making decisions based off of our destiny, based off of divine alignment. There's many times in life where we make the mistake and we make decisions based off of a shallow mindset, like thinking in such a shallow way that we don't go deep enough to make more, how can I say this? To make decisions that promote strength in your life, like strength and stability. Sometimes we could get so vain that we make decisions based off of like carnality, like just what your eyes could see and what your body could feel and what your mind believes to be acceptable based off of societal norms. But Spirit is saying it's best to make decisions from the healed DNA space, like, because you're going to make these decisions based on divine alignment. And that is what is healing. That is what is long lasting. That is what is never going to go away. That is what is going to bring happiness, and like an abundance of blessings will always be available to you when you are making decisions from a healed DNA perspective, from a place of deep-seated growth in alignment with the divine. When you start making decisions like that, life becomes so much easier to live. Life is more difficult when we continue to make decisions that aren't in our best interest, even if we think they are at the time. It goes back to the last reading about the mindset. Because in the earlier years when we're learning, even though we are lifelong learners, well, many of us are, you make decisions from a place of lack. You don't know enough to make sound decisions in the earlier years. The older you get and the more experience you have, the better your decision making. And the more healed your DNA is at that point. So it's best not to make any permanent decisions when you're young, because it's too early. You don't know enough yet to make big decisions. You don't really know enough. That's like somebody that's really young getting pregnant and getting married extra early. Even though sometimes there are people that get married really early and they actually are together forever until the day that they go off from this place, when they leave from here. But that's very seldom. But for those who like get married really early and have kids, have a whole family really early, sometimes it doesn't last because the person didn't have enough experiences, So the more experience you have, the better decision making, because you are basing your decisions from a space of experience, really. Because when you have experience, you're going to know, okay, if I do this and I did something similar to this last time, then it's probably not going to be the best option for me. So I should choose something that is better fit for this task, because you're going to be able to see the flaws in something prior to the experience. And it's like foresight. You gain foresight with experience. You just gain this profound understanding that when you know that it's deep within you, the understanding, because you know how to explain it in such a way where you just take the most abstract thought and bring it together to support like whatever topic you're speaking about. It's like creating parables. It's like, you know how in the Bible there's parables? People who create like parables, you know that they tapped in. And they don't have to try. Because it's the experience that's telling you the answer. It's the experience and the learning that you undergo under the experiences or within the experiences. And then holding on to each moment. It just makes you sharp. You just become very sharp, okay? Very sharp. And it's easier for you to make decisions. So many of you have gone through this journey and you've learned so much that now when you make decisions, it's so much more easier than it was before. It used to be difficult for you. But now that you recognize what you've learned within that journey of yours, everything that you learn and you experience comes in handy because it's so powerful for you. So powerful that there was a time where you thought you had no control over your life, and now all you do is control it, or at least what you can control, because we can't control everything, and we must know that as well. We can't get all crazy and narcissistic about it, but we must still let things flow and learn what we can and use it to your advantage throughout the different phases in your life. This is why you're blessed, because you're choosing to learn from your experiences. You're not choosing to ignore them and act like you didn't go through something already to know when to pay attention to, when the flags are waving at you, reminding you that you went through this before, don't do this again. You pay attention to the red flags now. You don't ignore them anymore. That's when you were younger. That's a young mind thing. Your mind is wise now. So you use your wisdom that you've gained. And that's the smart thing to do. So kudos to you. I think that's it for this reading, my loves. 21. What did I say? I said 21:30. What's 21? Was it? Yeah. What's 21:30? Faith and trust in yourself and your personal talents and abilities. Wow, doesn't that go with the message? You've been trusting in yourself and your personal talents and abilities. You are encouraged to step in the direction you desire. It says 21:30 encourages you to use your natural creative and communicative talents to bring joy and happiness into your life and into the lives of others. Be open and be honest with everyone you interact with, and strive to help others in your daily life. What you put out to the universe comes back to you, so keep a positive attitude and an optimistic outlook to ensure that all in your life remains balanced and harmonious. And this is like a confirmation, because this is what you've done. You've done good. Congratulations on your graduation. That's it for this reading. Everything you do, do it with love. Always remember the creator is in you and the magic is too, because you are magic. I'll see you in the next message.